All right, everyone, we are starting to get ready for the next set of tournaments. I've got the Harris chain for the first Bass Southern Open that I leave for in it's about a week. And then I go right from there to Smith Lake. So it's one of those back-to-back events where you've got to kind of bring everything you own. So from a fishing perspective, the Harris chain is Florida. So you're talking about a lot of Florida baits, heavy rods, braided line, straight power fishing. And then we go to Smith Lake, gin clear, ultra deep spotted bass. So I feel like I'm probably going to have, everything I own from a fishing perspective. Lots of spinning gear, lots of bait casters, braided line, fluorocarbons, finesse gear, heavy gear between the two events. So we're going to have to pack a lot. But on top of that, I'm also going to need to pack a lot of clothes. I know a lot of you down south right now are dealing with the polar vortex. Lots of snow, lots of ice, and really cold temperatures that are in your part of the country that you guys aren't necessarily used to. And, up here in Wisconsin, this is kind of daily life during the winter. And by no means am I underscoring what you guys have to deal with. I think as individuals, we all very much can deal with the conditions, but it's a lot harder to do when the underlying infrastructure cannot deal with it. And that's what separates those of you from up north from down south. Down south, when they get the ice and the snow, they don't have the snow trucks or the ice or the salt or the sand or just the ability to deal with the conditions like we have up north. And that's what's so hard, when roads are shut down and the ice that they get down there, which can be brutal. And I had to deal with a little bit to get back up north. I feel for you guys. I will make fun of a lot of my southern friends for the complaining and the social media posts that they have to deal with these really bad conditions. But I truly do feel for those of you who are down south who live in areas that are not capable of dealing with these types of conditions. But I want to point out, so, for me, I'm going to Florida, I'm going to Smith Lake, and because Smith Lake is northern Alabama, you could very much get snow and crummy conditions. So I make sure that I'm bringing a ton of warm clothes. And I that's one thing, that's what I'm doing this video on. I want to point out that, we're all able to deal with these conditions, but one of the biggest things you can do is dress appropriately for the conditions. And if you know how to dress, going out and fishing in 20, 30, 40 degree weather temperatures is not that bad. It really just comes down to how well prepared that you are to head out on the water. And I'm lucky enough to be affiliated with a company called Striker Brands. They're relatively new. They're making a push into like the warm weather, freshwater clothing area, but they've been known up here in the North Country for a long time as the premier cold weather clothing company. If you're an ice fisherman, you are well aware of what Striker Ice is. They make everything from full rain suits that float to just the base layers and long underwear. And everything is extremely high quality, and it's items that will keep you warm on the water. So I'm here starting to get ready. I just want to point out some of the stuff that I've got that they make, because if you guys aren't familiar with Striker Ice, you definitely want to make sure that you are. Everything here, they have tons of different options of gloves. These are some of my favorite. These are mittens with the finger holes. Or with light gloves built into the mittens. I will fish with these all day long. If you're going to make a run, you can easily flip the mitten part over, cover up your fingers, keep them warm. just tons of different great gloves for like driving and just to keep you warm. They've all got really good long cuffs so that it keeps, it's just not on the bottom part of your hand, or the, cuts off right at your palm. The gloves go way up your arm, keeps you warm. But they've got so many great different base layers. Everything has kind of got like a fleece liner. I'm not sure exactly what the material is, but a lot of the stuff, like this is a great base layer shirt, but at the same time, you can like wear this out to dinner. I mean, it's still nice stuff. Here's a nice wool fleece shirt that's great as a undergarment or even an overgarment. They've got really good like sweatpant type material that's made as a base layer. Long underwear, some of the best long underwear I've ever worn. Anything under the Striker Ice brand is made for super cold weather stuff. Like this is a sweatshirt. It's probably the warmest sweatshirt I've ever worn. It's a different material, really heavy, just a great sweatshirt for cool temperatures. And that's basically what I'm getting at in this case. All of this stuff is specifically made for ice fishing or for cold temperatures that we deal with up here in the north. For those of you who are down south, you're not familiar probably with the brand name like we are up here. I mean, it's the Cadillac of cold weather clothing. So if you guys are looking to get some really high quality cold weather clothing, make sure you check out Striker Ice, Striker brands. They make everything now from warm weather to cold weather gear. But for those of you, again, that are not familiar with them, check out the Striker Ice brand. They are made specifically for the conditions that you're dealing with across the country right now. I will have this stuff on probably the entire time at Smith Lake. Even if it's going to be relatively warm for that time of year, it's going to be something where I have it on to start the day. And if I get warm, I can take it off. And that's one thing that people don't understand. When you're out fishing, you always dress for more, put more layers on than you think you'll need. You can take layers off, but you can't put layers on if you don't have them. So guys, make sure you dress appropriately in these conditions. You really can put yourself in danger if you are not dressed appropriately. So get some good gear like the Striker Ice stuff, and you can get out fish and you can catch them. You'll have the lake to yourself. And a lot of times in these bad cold weather periods, the fish bite and the big ones bite. So get out there.